Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 9th of December. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Magellan Financial, Grange Resources, Lindsay, Silver Lake Resources and Panoramic Resources. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you're getting the free newsletter every Thursday, but if you want to know what my actual tips are, so if you're looking for some better ideas, you need to get the Dynamic Investor Report that comes out every Tuesday. But if you do enjoy these videos, I'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management, so if you'd like to have a broking account with me and have me alert you in real time if I think you need to buy or sell something, then please let me know and I'll explain how that works. And all the advice here is general only. So I've got the daily chart here of Magellan Financial. Obviously, it's copped a bit of a beating over the last couple of years. Still in a downtrend. We can see that it has been weak for a while. So even after this big bounce here when it came off, I mean, there were a couple of occasions where it looked like it might try to get going. So we had a rally here that sort of fell short at this obvious resistance level and then fell. And even recently, the way it was giving us a bit of a flat consolidation here started to look interesting, but it just never provided the clear upside break. And as we could see, it's fallen to a new low. Looking where it is now, it's basically at the 2020 low, so it's just dipped under it and we've seen a bit of a bounce. Just zoom in, so we could see that it's fallen quite sharply here and then it's bounced solidly yesterday, so a lot of volume going through the stock. There is some divergence with the RSI, so if I just zoom back out, we could see that a bit clearer. So what I mean by that is if we compare the October low and the December low, so by price it's gone to a new low. In terms of RSI, it's made a higher low. So that divergence could indicate an imminent bounce. However, overall it still looks pretty ugly. So, I think that's high risk here. I'd like to see it build more of a base, get some higher lows, higher highs on the price chart. I think the risk on this one's still to the downside. All right, Grange Resources. So since September, it's been building up quite nicely. So nice sort of rally here, and then we've had this sort of consolidation, and then a nice sort of little upside break through November. That break then failed. I guess like a lot of stocks this year, we're seeing breakouts fail, stocks go back in the range, but then they often find support within the range. So we could see that although we had the failure of the break, it's found support here and is going again. So I think this looks good and it should head higher. And clearly you'd be looking at surpassing, if it surpasses the November peak, that would be the next buy signal. Lindsay, so another stock, just big downtrend. Zoom out here, we could see for the last year it's basically halved in value. Look, nothing here really looks appealing, to be honest. I mean, even if I have a look at recent price action, volatility's picking up. So ideally, as it was coming down here, especially near this low, you want to see the daily ranges get smaller and smaller and volume come out, which seemed to be happening. But now it's just the volatility's all picked up again and volume's picking up. So just doesn't look very good. If I switch over to the weekly, we can see that, we've got this low last year under $10. I think this is more likely going to continue drifting down and we'll end up with a 9 in front of it. Okay, Silver Lake. So if we just start with the daily, nice rally across October and November, a couple of buy signals there. I mean, we had this sort of, break, a bit of a base here, break. I guess that's the first buy signal. Then we had another sort of little ascending triangle consolidation, another break, so that would have been the second buy signal. And if I move back to the weekly, we could see that obviously it's just basically, you know, we've got a bit of a rough downtrend line there. I mean, potentially even more like that, where it's sort of broke but failed. So it's naturally found a lot of resistance in this region. And just moving back to our daily chart. Yeah, by finding resistance there, it would have been nice to have consolidated around this sort of $1.70 mark, but it's really come back pretty sharply. So it's looking a little bit risky here. I mean, the consolidation, in my opinion, is just a little bit too deep. As I said, I would have preferred more of a flat one. So not really sure what it wants to do here. You might just continue to see some volatile movements. Ideally, if it can get through these peaks, then it's looking better. And Panoramic, so we've got sort of a nice rally over the year. So good rally here, then a big flat consolidation, break, continue to run. Looks like it's consolidating again. But you know, we've got the higher lows. So this one, quite clearly, you've got sort of resistance up here, support down here. It's kind of in the middle. Break support, that's a negative, that's a sell. Pushes through these peaks here, then that's a buy. So I guess something to keep an eye on. Okay, well that's all for this week. If you have a request, please send it through. I do get a lot of requests, and I try to make sure everyone gets a turn, and I try to keep a bit of a variety of different stocks every week. So if I don't cover your stock, don't be discouraged. Keep sending something through, and I'll eventually get to you.